Hey everybody, Sujan Patel from Mailshake here. I've got Alex from DLA Ignite. Really excited to talk to you, Alex, because from what I've seen, you've done a great job building your personal brand, and you've done this for many other folks. So for those of you guys who are new to this video series, each week we interview a sales professional and we talk about a specific topic. Today is all about building your personal brand as a salesperson. So Alex, without further ado, do you mind giving everybody here a quick background on yourself?
Yeah, for sure. So absolutely. And thanks for having me. And it was social that actually brought us together. So the proof's in the pudding. My background is sales through and through. So started out life as a real estate broker in London for 2 years, then moved into recruitment with Michael Page International. So very much smile and dial, Glengarry, Glen Ross, the leads a week, your week type sort of attitude. Did that for 5 years, recruiting salespeople into the IT and tech sector. Then moved into the professional service sector, so PwC in a business development role. Then joined a law firm, then a commercial real estate firm, and then at the beginning of 2017, co-founded DLA Ignite with Tim Hughes and Adam Gray, and we've been going almost 3 years now. So thoroughly enjoying life.
That's awesome. And yeah, like you said, the proof is in the pudding, right? This is how we got all connected. So I guess look, we'll just jump in. The first question really is all about, what the heck is building a personal brand for a salesperson, and what's the value in it? Like, what do you think is defining what it actually means?
So I love reading books, and I read a book back in 2016 by a Swiss futurist called Gerd Leonhard, where he was asking a number of questions around AI and tech and the ethics behind it and what that means for society and what happens in 2045 and the singularity and all that kind of fun stuff. And one of the things that he talks about is that which cannot be digitized or automated will become extremely valuable. And he goes on to then say that's basically that which makes us human beings. So love, emotion, insight, ethics, feelings, etc., etc. And if we kind of build on that concept, people still buy people buy people on trust, relationships, etc. But we live in a digital world. Everything, everybody is connected, and that has put the buyer in more control of the buying process. All the research from Gartner and LinkedIn and Salesforce and Microsoft all kind of proves this. So more and more conversations happen online, and they start to happen online. So the personal brand, if you will, is how are you projecting yourself, your authentic self, in the digital space, wherever that might be, so that when somebody meets you for the first time, they are meeting you, as opposed to just a veneer or just a standard profile that's written towards your next job rather than your next customer.
Yeah, that totally makes sense, right? If a robot can do it, right? Robots can't build personal brands. AI can't really build a personal brand. Yeah, maybe that's 2100, right? Maybe beyond our time. But so why is it valuable?
Because in terms of value, to go back to the people, that people buy people that we all talk about. So the way to get yourself to stand out is elevating yourself and say you're a subject matter expert. Then you need to project yourself in terms of I'm a subject matter expert in SaaS and CRM and email marketing, in social selling, digital selling, lawyer, accountant. It doesn't matter. So you've got to start to bring that to life online in terms of, well, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, this is what I do, and this is why you should work with me. So it's a blend of yourself, but also the content and the story that you tell to bring that personal brand to life. And those individuals that are able to do that will, and it's already been proven, generate more business opportunity, which then you bring to the face-to-face, either like we're doing now, or actually ideally in a physical face-to-face, to then go into your out-and-out sales process, which hasn't changed in the 100 years that sales has been around. It's the front-end lead generation which is changing, and we've got to be authentic. And with the challenge that social media is facing today, with hashtag fake news and all that other kind of stuff, as consumers, we are becoming less trusting of social and digital. So the more authentic we can be, and the more of your personal brand, more yourself you can be online, and actually the right type of people will gravitate towards you anyway, because it's just how we've always worked as human beings in the thousands or millions of years we've been on the planet.
Yeah, I love it. I have a really quick example of this. So at Mailshake, our sales team, we have 3 salespeople. we started, the marketing team was like, hey guys, like let's help you build your personal brand, right? And let's just help you do a little bit more elements of omni-channel connection. So,
Mhm.
you know, in addition to when somebody wants to book a demo, that meeting is scheduled. Maybe it's a couple days, a week out. In between that meeting being scheduled to that point, that's where you can build the rapport, right? So like, let's just optimize this for you. And we've been doing this for 3 months now. So what I mean, we've done like the bare bones, just post content on behalf of our salespeople, on LinkedIn and Twitter. LinkedIn specifically, we would connect with everybody that they have a demo with. We've done this automated, and now we've actually said, you know what, let's just do it manually, guys. Anytime you have a demo book, look at the day of or the day before, or whenever you get the notification, just find them and connect with them on LinkedIn. And again, we're sharing content,
Mhm.
nothing really out of the ordinary, just bare bones, right?
Yeah.
And we've changed and optimized, and we're kind of going to sway into this next point. We just optimized their like headline, right? It's like we're helping salespeople sell, or you know, we were testing on different things. And so first and foremost, it helped decrease our no-show rate, right? So like what we were trying to optimize for. Number
Mhm.
two, people that were on these demos, all of a sudden, like their guard was a little lower, like it was down a little bit more, and the conversation didn't start with like, hey, I'm Eric, or you know, JD or whoever from Mailshake. The client's like, oh, I read that like article you shared, great, I loved it, I'm so glad, you know. And it was, this was everybody, right? But this was, it started with a few people, and now it's, you know, it's almost like it's meaningful numbers now. Let's put it that way. And then, you know, fast forward, after about 60 days of doing this, our sales team started getting inbound leads from their social profiles.
There we
And
go.
this wasn't anybody they were contacting, right? And so I want to just share, there's like 3 basic things that we did: share content on LinkedIn, connect
Yeah.
with everybody that they're meeting with,
Yeah.
and optimize that headline. So um, it was like the simplest thing we could do. So I want to move on to this next question for you. So in your opinion, your experience, how do you, I guess, like, how do you optimize your own profile to establish a
Yeah.
personal brand?
That's a great question. And you know, the template is LinkedIn, the template is Twitter, the template is Facebook, Insta, wherever you are, but let's focus on LinkedIn. So you work within the parameters that you are given and within the brand of the organization to a certain extent. But we have to remember the employee owns their profile, not the employer. Yes, you have to abide by social media policy, which is basically common sense. If it feels wrong, it probably is, but add a bit of flair to it. So you'll have noticed that the about section used to be called the summary. So LinkedIn changed it from summary to about. So tell me about yourself. So that is not your CV. That's tell me about yourself. What do you do in life? Why do you do it? And if you do things like mountain biking, skiing, running, marathons, because people pick up on that. Oh, I'm thinking of running a marathon, or you did that, or I did that, or I went to that school, that college. That human connection, which starts to then, to your point, lower their guard a bit. If you do charity work, if you sit on boards, all this kind of stuff. If you're a salesperson just coming into their career, why have you chosen sales? Tell your story. What did you do before? What was your alma mater? Whatever it might be. Tell a story that somebody else can go, I'm the same person as you. Then you move into the experience section, and this is where the sales industry needs to get its head around, because Miller Harmon research from last year, I think it was last summer, basically showing that if you project yourself as a vendor salesperson, people do not want to talk to you. Who they want to talk to are subject matter experts who can help them solve their business problems, or it's that third party validation. So the experience section is, this is what we do, and this is how I can help you. And if I remember way back in my PwC days, there was a partner called Sean Williams, when we were in pitch rehearsals, he used to behave like a belligerent 5-year-old. And his peers would make a statement about being the biggest, accounting firm in the world, or I've been an accountant for 25 years. And he goes, so what? And they get really angry with him. They go, well, the client would never say so what. He goes, yes, but the client's thinking so what. So if they can't answer the so what, don't say it. So we always work with people. So, if you make a statement on anything you do and you can't answer the so what, then how the hell can you expect your potential customer to be able to answer the so what? Make it content rich, add links to your website, add PDFs, add video, have a call to action. If you want to find out more, connect me, let's have a conversation, let's chat. You then start to build through skills are becoming important, and then the biggest thing is recommendations. If you are as good as you say you are as an individual, Then go to your clients after you've done a great deal and a great job and say, would you be happy to recommend me? Because then as they start to go through your profile, even if the net prospect isn't even connected to that person, but it's somebody in the same industry or the same job title, like, okay, well, that person wouldn't have put that out on a public platform if this person wasn't, and therefore the product and solution didn't say what it did. All you need is like 1 every 6 months. That's 2 a year. Keep that ticking over. And your profile is a living, breathing thing. It's I get a haircut every couple of months. New outfit, shoes, trainers, what have you. You need to keep on top of your profile, and you've already said that you've been changing around with the headline. So mine's digital soothsayer at the moment. What the hell does that mean? It's been accelerating social through serendipity. It's been cutting through the digital bullshit. I play around with stuff and so on, but it's just tell your story as if you would, meeting maybe your parents' friends for the first time. Hey, what do? You don't sit there go, I cross quota, I hit club, I do this. You tell them what you do and how that helps their customers.
I love it. I'm just reading through your about section, and it's awesome. It's a summary of a book, right? From Goodreads.
Yeah, Astro.
And at first I was like, what is this guy trying to get to? And then it made me, because link about is shrunk by default, it made me want to expand. And then when I got into it, then it's your links, and then I'm like, I kind of got caught into your personal brand, right? And so curiosity got the best of me. And then when you look in, it's there's so much more details, but I love that. So kind of getting into, I guess, best practices, what's the couple things. So interesting and authentic headline, right?
Yeah.
An about section that's really about you personally as well as what you do professionally.
Yep. Yeah. So it's so the headline is, and a lot of people struggle with the headline. So how I work with our clients, or how we work with our clients is, I go, okay, what do you do? Well, I sell stuff. No, boring. What do you do? Well, I do this. That's boring. Okay, if I went to any of your clients, how would they describe to me what you do? Then that's how we get the kind of the people thinking. So, an example of a corporate lawyer that we've worked with. So, what do you do? Corporate transactions. Boring. What do you do? M&A transactions. Boring. What if I went to speak to your clients? They would say, I enable evolution through M&A. Okay, that makes sense. Or a salesperson, helping you increase your win rate by 30%. Okay, that sounds good to me. Or reducing churn. Or so just if you're struggling with it, think about how would my clients describe what I do. Not the product that you do, what you do to them, the value that you bring. Permission. So leadership needs to give permission around all of this. There's a lot of fear in terms of what if I say the wrong thing. Absolutely, this cannot be templated, because if you just copy and paste, everybody has the same thing, then all we're doing is moving from CV led to just a bunch of robot salespeople who all look the same. And then the experience section, as I said, that's just, well, this is how I can help you. This is what we do, and this is the output you'll get. So by working with us, this is the output and the result that you'll get. And play around with it. As you said, A/B test it. Put stuff out there. If it doesn't work, try again. It's not the end of the world.
Yep. Yeah, I love that. I'm actually now looking at my profile. I'm like, I need to optimize my headline. So that's great. And like you said, just it's play around with it, optimize. I want to switch gears, and this is really my last question. I guess, how do you start engaged conversations on LinkedIn? And I know how people do it poorly, but I guess, how do you do it with establishing a credibility to start?
What you mean by that? I've read your profile. Can I sell you something? And then you connect, and then 3, 2, 1. There comes through the automated template conversation. So
I haven't heard from you, Alex. Are you interested in buying my product, which you never were interested in the first place?
It's when I get people selling me what I do, I find hysterical. Are you struggling to get leads on LinkedIn? No. So you may or may not be aware, but LinkedIn changed the algorithm about 6 to 12 months ago, and now it's fully rolling out. So they are rewarding, or they're driving towards engagement because they want people to stay on the platform. And what they're truly rewarding is conversations. So it's likes and comments. So in simple terms, follow all your clients, corporate pages, follow your prospects, because you can now follow people on LinkedIn. Rather than doing initial connect, you click more, you get a drop down, and you can follow them. So that means you're not connected with them, but they get a notification that you're following them. You then see their content come into your newsfeed. Then just like it. Thanks for sharing. This is interesting. Have you seen a bit of research which we've done which supports this? So the clue is in the word social media or social network. Social, have a conversation. So a like, a comment, thanks for sharing. This is interesting. Have you seen, have you seen this? Every time you do that, that pings the algorithm. That starts to curate the content, make the content more relevant for you and your audience. And to your point, where you want to get to is, I saw this, I read that, I now want to connect with you. So it's 21st century inbound. So your buyers will start to come to you when they are ready to have that buying conversation, because they've done their due diligence, they've checked you out, you seem sensible, you've got a good crossover in terms of network, you're sharing some interesting stuff. You know what? We should probably talk to these people. It literally is as simple as that. And I probably do 90% of the stuff on the app. So I have automation tools like Buffer to help me post. I've actually checked out Q. I'm probably going to check out Q and see how that can help in terms of content curation. Engage with more third-party content than your corporate content. Because if you just share corporate content, you're just doing spam email as far as we're concerned. Because human beings are lazy. So if someone else is sharing interesting, insightful stuff that's happening in their world, blended with the corporate message, then ideally an article, a blog, a podcast, a video, everything of that individual, because then that's their spin on it, their personality, their brand. You then do this consistently. That's the critical thing. It's being consistently present, so that each time somebody new comes into the network, they kind of just bump into you, and don't focus on the likes. Focus on the right people engaging with your content, rather than just trying to get 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 likes or views. Of course, it helps, but if it's the wrong audience and the wrong job titles looking at what you do, it's then a complete and utter waste of time.
Yeah, I love that. That was a lot of information in one. You unpacked a lot there. So that's so powerful. So share content. It doesn't have to be yours. Valuable stuff. One of the things I found was, and maybe you can chime in on this, or you have your thoughts here. Like, I just ask questions, like open-ended questions, like, what was your most important hire? Like, it just like, I'm targeting. I don't actually have a particular target for my specific profile. We use it. I just use it to share content, engage, and build, really my personal brand around all things marketing and sales. But yeah, I just share things, and then I ask questions like, what was your best growth initiative? And I bet it wasn't this, or like, I just share like a quote, right? I shared a Kanye quote the other day. That was really awesome. It was, everyone's, I forgot the exact quote, but it was just around like, everyone kind of says, don't talk about yourself, do this. How many people say like, be amazing, do that? And it was, I share random Kanye quotes every once in a while just to kind of shake things up. But anyways, I think it's hilarious. And sometimes he says genius stuff, and most of the time he's crazy. But that's people who may know me will see that over time. So I love the fact that you're saying follow people, like their content, engage, and it's really that LinkedIn is turning into the Facebook for professionals. And so why not capitalize it? And I can tell you from, when LinkedIn launched LinkedIn Pulse and where you can create content, the early adopters got the wins, right? So do this now, because you want to get that engagement, that algorithm on your side early on, so you can become more of the influencer. And so, what worked for me on LinkedIn Pulse back in 2015, 16 doesn't work anymore, right? But anytime I publish an article, because I've had a really high engagement from day one, I still get views. And so I love that content. So
it's engage, it's comms, and honestly, you can disagree with people, have debate. I disagree with some stuff that's put out there, but you do it in a way that, I'm not talking about trolling. I'm talking about having a conversation as you would do with someone in the office. If you disagree with something, that's fine to say, what, this is my alternate view on this. It's okay to to do that, as long as it's done in a sensible way. And ironically, last summer it was, I got in a big debate with somebody in the professional service sector in terms of a business development consultant, vehemently disagreeing with me. We went backs and forwards. I do a video every Friday, and that final video got 10,000 views because of what we were doing. And I got 3 pieces of inbound off it because of the argument that we were having. But it was done in a meaningful way. And actually, I think the one thing in terms of what I see the sales industry isn't getting hold of yet is video. And when I mean video, I mean this kind of conversational video. I do a hashtag Ask Alex every Friday, which I'll do in a minute after this. Literally just 90 seconds to my phone, where I just talk about what's happened that week and share some insights. I sometimes dress up. I sometimes do crazy stuff to shake it up a bit. And I get 2,000 to 3,000 views on that. Okay, a view means someone's got to watch it for 3 seconds, but that's like leaving 3,000 voicemails a week, which people engage with on their terms, on their time. So I'm not interrupting somebody's day. I'm not leaving a message which is not necessarily going to listen to, but they get to hear my voice, they see my face, they actually understand what my personal brand is.
I love it. That's fantastic. So if you're not leveraging video, you're not doing LinkedIn, make sure you do all the things that Alex just mentioned here. And I urge you to go to Alexander Lowe on LinkedIn and check out his about page. It's exactly as he describes what you should do, and just follow along, right? Engage. And if you don't know what to do, just copy what Alex does. I bet.
Me, I've got a YouTube channel. I do loads of videos and how-to videos that does all this. So feel free to connect. Follow me I'm on all the channels. So yeah, happy to talk to anybody.
Awesome. Thanks again, Alex. I know I need to go back and recheck all of my LinkedIn to make sure it's following those best practices.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.